Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we have had quite a few presentations this morning on all different aspects. Last one was from Jos on consumer innovative behavior on new products. This presentation is about, okay, if there are consumers who need certain new kind of products, how does a chain cope with this, and how are they going to develop new products that play into these consumer wishes and demands? So that's a title: Innovative Consumer-Driven Fruit Supply Chains. So first, what is, maybe we get into a definition of what consumer-drivenness is about. It has to do with knowing all about the market and the consumer and the consumers, as we just heard. So we could say it's about having market intelligence, information about consumer demands, needs and preferences. And then play into these, the objective of our work package, inner chain, is to identify the organizational and management aspects that maximize supply chain performance and innovativeness. So how can a chain be organized in such a way that you can play into your knowledge of the market, to the consumer demands? Doing so is being adaptive as a chain, so you adapt to changing circumstances in the market, so to say, being responsive. So I think these are two main important words in this work package: adapting and responding. Chain is well, quite a big word, so let's get into this a little bit and see what it is about. I'll give you an example, say, of an Apple supply chain network, how it can be seen. Starting off with the consumer, we spoke about in-home, out-of-home, so you can go to the supermarket, buy your apples or fruit products over there. But you can also go to a restaurant, so the kind of out-of-home consumption. And this has to be supplied, so you can go to, in this case, an Albert Heijn supermarket or to a business restaurant of Sodexo, for instance. They have to be supplied with the right products. So there's a whole kind of network behind it. There's beverage industry for these nice new drinks and smoothies, for instance. There are wholesalers for the fresh fruits. And there are also cooperatives who kind of supply their product to these wholesalers, to the beverage industry, but also export these products. And of course the product has to be grown, so it has to be bred, new varieties, trees have to be grown, a grower has to produce the apples or the pears or the melons or these kind of things. So this is a form of a supply chain network, just to give you an idea of it. And so now to show you what we have done is it's more or less exploratory research, qualitative research. We've done in a few steps. We studied the literature about chain structures, about performance, innovativeness, what it is about. From that we have developed a framework on supply chain networks, that's what SCN stands for, on performance and mainly innovativeness, and I'll come to that a little bit later. After having developed these frameworks, we have started case studies. We also cooperated with the researchers in these other countries that have been mentioned this morning. So we studied 10 chains in 4 countries. Well, at the moment we have derived all the data, and we are in the middle of the analysis, so to say. So I only can show you today some preliminary results. From these results we get the first sight of what are best practices in these chains, and being innovative, being adaptive. And we're going to derive what are critical success factors in being adaptive to the market. After that, we are very close to that because we will have to finish at the end of the year. we have to come up with some guidelines for the fruit industry, for organization and management, and how to be innovative or how to increase innovativeness. This schedule is a framework for our chain organization, so it contains a whole of a chain. Let's see if okay, the pointer is over there. So from within this form, there's a whole of the chain. They have a product which goes to the market, the product-market combination, so to say. Within that, well, you can derive something like a market strategy. What is the market that they aim for? How are they going to approach it? And how did they translate these strategies into performance indicators? As you may recall from this morning, was meant the overall ISAFRUIT objective, that we have to service consumers better by a better availability, lower cost, better quality of fruit. So these have to be in the performance indicators. And on the lower part of the schedule, we have the actual production. So we have the supply chain network business processes, just as I've just shown you in the chain before. And it is about governance and controlling structures and how these are divided among the actors in the chain. And all these business processes also are managed by the different actors in the chain. Then on the lower part we have resources. You need human capital to do the right things. You need all kinds of machinery, and also what we heard from the presentation of Jos, we can use all kinds of information on consumer behavior. On the right-hand side, the product goes to the consumer. And what we've seen in the presentation from Marianne, that this consumer at the same time is also a big source of information, seeing how they consume, how much they consume, when they consume. And that's also in 1.3 from Jos, as we've seen. Then this whole environment, the societal trends about healthiness, we've heard this morning. So the product is going from left to right, and there's information flowing from right to the left. Well, we have used this as a base for a questionnaire and tested this with 15 interviews in these 4 countries to see if we had all the relations right. Then we go to one step into deep. After we are having this chain organization, we go into, okay, what is innovativeness in a chain, and what is it about? Well, innovativeness of a chain is, by definition, the ability of a chain to develop the required or desired products. But innovations, there are 4 types of innovations. So it's not only new products, it's also new processes to do things more efficient. It's also new types of organization, new types of stores, new types of going to the market. And it's, so there are 4 types. It's new products, processes, marketing, and organization. Looking at this schedule, we have all kinds of what we call critical success factors, or being elements of innovativeness. So there are all kinds of incentives from the outside to the companies, the links in the chain, which can be incentives to innovate. From customer innovations, sales going down, what's the reason, what can we do about it? Do we have to increase the quality, for instance? The environment, the health trend. Can we come up with more healthy fruit, or can we express the healthiness or the healthy elements in it? Then inside the chain, you will have to, somehow with an antenna, get this information, pick it up, and work through it. to develop new innovations. Finally, on the downside of the triangle, implement a new innovation into your business process